Welcome to the debate on the Premier League preview show. Today we are at Manchester United and we are asking, why wasn't Marcus Rashford giving the Jaden Sano treatment? Now, what is the context? Marcus Rashford was out partying last week before the FA Cup game. He was dropped. He didn't play against Newport. He and the manager sat down to speak, and he was back against Wolves, scoring a goal and helping Man United win that game by 4-3. So, guys, we're asking, why didn't Rashford also enjoy the Sancho treatment where he goes to train with the under-21s, trains alone, eats alone, doesn't talk to anybody?
Rashford did the right thing.
Okay.
He kept it internal. He's not come outside to post on social media that Erik Ten Hag.
All right. Yeah, let me just stop you for a bit. We'll get that challenge. Emmanuel, you give me your thoughts. We'll get back to you.
He's been in the ranks from day one, and I mean as you have said, he indicated earlier, he did the right thing. Didn't need to come out publicly. Didn't need to come back publicly to bash the manager. I think this is not the first time. Was it last season or so?
Yes. Again in the
previous
season.
Funny enough, the next game was Wolves and he scored.
Yep.
So at least he didn't give us the pointing to my mind celebration. But I do think these things tend to happen. And normally, managers or players, ideally, should do these things internally.
Okay.
Because United is a big brand, and any little thing, any opportunity you give the media to run stories, to run and jump at it. Yes, and I feel like that's what he did. Maybe his agent didn't get involved to escalate things also. So for Rashford, he these things need to come to an end. Okay. You are more like a senior player now. You take Bruno out and a few others. You've been around long enough. The Garnachos and the menu should be looking up to you. So these things should be rare. But then basically he did the right thing, kept it indoors, then gets on the field and shows why he is Rashford. He scores. Then
do you think that Erik Ten Hag has learned from the Sancho experience?
Actually, driving here, I was talking to myself on this issue, and I was saying that, look, Ten Hag really, he's got standards.
Okay.
He's not ready to put them aside. His standards has gotten him results. He's won championships. He's played well. He's gone to semi-finals. He's delivered certain standards where he's been. So he knows it can take him far. Man United, where he was, where Sir Alex was, he's seen what happened when he also had standards.
Okay.
It got him the results he needed. So Ten Hag, with Sancho, it became a bit too much, the media attention and what's not. And whenever you have an issue with an English player, if you are not an English manager or a British manager, you will find that you'll be up against the media as well. So he's managed it the right way by opting to just not talk about it, keep it in the club.
Okay.
And he didn't do that with Sancho. He also responded to what Sancho did by saying certain things, and it just escalated, and he had to do what he had to do. But it's quite clear, and I think all the players around probably are happy with how he's dealt with it because, well, let's face it, United don't really have players like Marcus Rashford. On a good day, he's one of your best players. So you need him on your side. Sancho, again, on a good day, he was good for United, but as a preseason, you could tell he wasn't in the right mental frame. Season ago, he was sent away to prepare himself mentally to play football. There are so many issues, and you can tell he's given him enough opportunities, but opting to talk about it, it cost him his chance at United. So Ten Hag, he's learnt, but his standards are there.
Okay.
He'll ensure that he sticks to those standards, and that's what might see him beyond the season that I predicted he wouldn't last.
We'll see about that. Emmanuel, you're making a point. And a lot of people seem to think or believe that in this whole matter, it is a Rashford thing. It's not the manager. He's not being a part of the script, unlike the Sancho episode. You were talking about Rashford needing to do better. You know, but I don't know if you can.
I think for Rashford, there has to be more concentration on what you are doing on the field. You're Manchester. You've been brought through the ranks, so you know the standard of Manchester United. The fans, everybody will hold you accountable to that, and there's no better time in your life or in your career for you to stake a claim. Just based on what you did last season, there's been a huge contrast with what he's doing this season. So he will need to really prove himself on the field. The other side of it is United has been a team where there's been a lot of back and forth between managers and coaches. The coach comes in, he says, he needs 10 new players. Another one comes in, there was the whole Pogba-Mourinho back and forth. So I think for Ten Hag, he's just trying to say, I'm not going to be part of this. It's either my way or nobody's way. If you are not fit to play in my team or play by my rules, you can sit on the bench or go train with the under-12s or whoever it is. But for Rashford, I think he needs to have his head screwed on. He needs to fully commit to what he's doing and show up for United.
Yeah. There's also the issue that it seems Rashford's he's somewhat like Martial. Anytime he's got an issue personally, it affects his game. It just trickles into how he comports himself, and that is the problem. Well, Man United, previously, from what I know, that there was a lot of character building as well as character investigation they did before they recruited players. They wanted to know your background. Now, players are getting it a bit easy. So if you're coming in, not much effort, you're straight into the senior side, you're given number 10 jersey. Previously, you had to work for it. Beckham worked for it. Rooney worked for it. Van Nistelrooy coming in, like the number 10, or you had to work for certain things. Now it's not the same. And as football's changing, players have a bit more power than the manager or the coaches. Certainly, certain things will be difficult, but it's about finding a way. United need to find a way to help their players deal with their off-pitch issues. Okay. If they can do that, certain issues will never come to the public, and United will probably be better for it.
All right, we'll see how things play out between Erik ten Hag and the rest of his squad. For context, people are wondering, so what did Marcus Rashford do? Well, like I said, he was out in a club, I hear, in Northern Ireland on Thursday night. Yeah. Thursday night. Was it Thursday night to Friday morning?
It was, Thursday to Friday. He came in that he called in ill. That he can't train.
He can't train, so the manager left him behind, and then they went to play Newport, and then Monday they managed to thrash out their issues. But this is what I will say. I think that Erik ten Hag as a manager has learned from the Jaden Sano episode. I'm sure if he could do that episode again, he would do things very, very, very differently and not say a lot.
I think another thing is with culture.
Yes.
The British culture, the Dutch culture, they say it straight.
Oh yeah, Dutch people are very brutal.
Exactly,
very
and
blunt.
he thought, well, that they would understand, but some of these boys, especially with people like Sancho and Rashford, they started playing professional football at 17, 18. They haven't had the chance to really mature for certain things. So they would be hurt by whatever comments you make public. So culture is also something that the manager probably, now he's learned. And hopefully we'll see him beyond this season.
Okay. Look, sorry. We don't know if Erik ten Hag will even last up until the end. It looks like he will last until the end of the season. It looks like.
I mean,
next season he will be there. Who is coming? There's nobody.
He's caretaker manager for now. That's what new sporting direction. He's caretaker manager. We'll see in July what will happen at United.
Okay. Well, the Chronicle of Man United. It's like the never-ending soap opera. Every day there's a new episode. Let's see what this episode will bring. Let's have another.